Today we're going to be talking about the German culture. Here's the overview. Over time, Germany has gone from a tribal community to a monarchy to a brief dictatorship under Hitler, and finally a republic. Germany has gone from being divided to being reunified. Germany is termed the land of poets and thinkers. You had such great thinkers as Albert Einstein, as well as it being well known for its engineering prowess, such as the V-1 rockets during World War II, all the way to the cars of the mighty BMW. Family union. It's modern, but it still holds to that tribal roots. It's very ordered, everything has rules, there's very much a hierarchy. Father is still in charge, what he says goes. There is a shift underway in the German culture. There's the old way, which is when you came home for a hot midday meal, to the new way, where mom and dad are more than likely to eat at a local restaurant and then have a big evening meal. They still hold on to the big midday meals on the weekends with grandparents.
All right. Some of the medical concerns in German culture is going to be due to alcohol and tobacco use, along with their diet, which we'll look at in just a second. But smoking cigarettes and drinking beer are two of the big things that kind of hinder the health of the German people. They are a very modernized country, so it is getting the knowledge out there that these things are bad, but it's still a major staple at meals. Also celebrations, parties, beer is a must. I mean, even Oktoberfest, that's a party celebrating beer itself. So those are two things that do hold some medical importance for the German culture. As far as their healthcare goes, it is a universal healthcare system. 90% of the people are covered under their healthcare system from the government. The most wealthy 10% is usually through private insurance companies. Also with the German healthcare, it's always been a curative form of healthcare rather than preventative. And as we've seen, that is not necessarily the best way to go. Usually if you're preventative, it saves on costs and creates an overall more healthy society. As for the 24-hour diet, we looked at the things that the most common things that they would eat in the mornings. You have breads and jams, you have eggs and coffee. For lunch, you're usually going to have some type of meat, a sausage, maybe some cheese, maybe a beer, usually also breads there too. And then for dinner, you'd have some form of meat, maybe some potatoes, a stew, and maybe some type of small salad, maybe a vegetable depending on the season. All right, and here we go. Like you could see from the 24-hour health plan, the diet is very high in fat and protein, which is going to be high in cholesterol. So you're looking at some health problems from high blood pressure to some cardiovascular disease issues, as well as heart attack and stroke. Those are all going to be big things and areas of concern in their diet. High lack of vegetables and fruits, just because of the climate, what can be grown during certain times of the year.
Alrighty, here's next thing we're going to talk about is the way that the culture would be accommodated if you had an individual who was hospitalized. The first is what I would talk to them about, how I would talk to them, and who I would talk to first. The what is basically, Germans are very responsive to facts, figures, timelines. That's basically the way they are in business, and that is the way that they expect information to be presented to them. How I would talk to them would be a very formal way of addressing family members. I would address the family member by their titles and last names. The other thing that I would be concerned about is who I spoke to. I would speak to the husband or grandfather first, then address concerns of other family members afterwards. This concludes our presentation on German culture.
Give us a look. Feel better.
Feel better.